Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to episode 18 of the League 2 Hour. Myself and my good friend Lee from Around the Grounds. But before we get started tonight, I do want to dedicate this episode to the memory of Newport County fan Ollie Allen. It's been going around on social media over the weekend. Unfortunately, Ollie, who was only 23 years old, sadly passed away last weekend, somewhat out of the blue. Now, Ollie was a football fan like the rest of us, like myself and Lee, and like everybody in this chat watching this evening. Followed his club up and down the country. He was a podcaster, and by all accounts, from everything that I've seen on social media, a really nice lad. So all I just want to say on behalf of me and Lee is thoughts with everybody who knew and loved Ollie, and may he rest in peace.
Yeah, echo that. I don't need to add any more on that, mate. You've said it beautifully, my friend.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure that obviously we are thinking of those that were closest to him, because that's a horrible situation. But tonight we are also here to talk about League Two again, and it was another bumper-packed weekend in the fourth tier. 34 goals, I do believe, yes. So 12 games, bringing nearly 3 per fixture on average. Loads of talking points, and obviously 4 feature games. So without further ado, let's crack on and look at some comments. Already 23 of you in watching, so thank you very much. You know what to do. Press like, press hype, share it around.
Yeah.
Lee, straight away, wants to know everybody's 3-word review for your team's result at the weekend. Yeah, obviously, if your username is nice and obvious, you don't need to tell us who you support, but if you have a slightly obscure username on YouTube, we don't ask any questions, we don't judge, but just let us know who your team is. Right, here we go. We've got SBR 19. He says, absolutely, definitely superb, referring to Harrogate 0, Gillingham 3 in the second half. Yes, not one of our feature games this week, but we will talk about both clubs. DFT Lewis is back in the chat. Good evening, my friend. Good evening, everyone. Looking forward to this. Can get down to a Gills game on the 7th. Can't wait. Love that, mate. Come and say hello. We'll get you on the vlog if possible. If you want to, of course. There is no pressure. Nick Castleton, friend of the channel. Evening, lads. Again, looking forward to the next hour. I've been on time for every episode, so hoping to go the whole season without a yellow card. Now that is dedication. That is what we like to see.
Is Nick the guy who sit next to you at away days?
No, it's different Nick. Nick Coop is the away days one. Nick sits row behind me, I think, at home games, yeah.
Yeah.
Luca Talks Dons is in. He says, big up. TC Troy Boy is back in the chat. Evening, Matt and Lee. Evening to both of you. And Liam Welby will be happy. Another Gills fan. He says, evening, Matt. Oh, yes. Evening. Where have we gone? So many comments. I cannot keep up.
It's always a good thing, that, though, isn't it?
There we go. Back on track. Lee Welby says, hello, Matt and Lee. How are you? Very well. Thank you, mate. Of course. Good to see you at the weekend. Big win. All right, let's do some different ones. Luca asks if we're going to do a roundup of the games during the week. No, we'll just do a bumper show next Monday. So it'll probably just be a whiz through the results, probably. And of course, it is deadline day as well. So might be a slightly different format next week, but we will have everybody covered. Matt, the Gills fan, says, hello, Gills fans, and another win and clean sheet. And Cheltenham are next. Yes, that is one of 12 games across this week. Sid Longley dipping in from League One. Evening, lads. Good evening, Sid. Good to see you. DFT Lewis says, rest in peace, Ollie. Absolutely, yeah. Horrible news for everyone to read last week. CE J 660 says, good evening, fellows. Hello, mate. Nathan Hill says, evening, gents. Sid Longley's gone with his 3-word for Bradford in League One. We were crap. Nothing more to be said.
I like that he's getting involved in it, though.
It's good to see. Yeah, that's what we want. Hi, lads. Been looking forward to this all day. Brilliant win from Gillingham at the weekend. That's from William Rhodes. Good evening, William. Hugh from the Medway says, apologies, forgot to congratulate you both last week. Thank you very much.
Interesting. William's a York fan. He might be on the show next year.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good away day. Press passes all round.
Yeah.
Wayne Tomlinson, the Grimsby fan, says another clean sheet. Ryan Jones says, evening, guys. And Dale says, not win at a canter. Yeah, don't want to spoil too much, but that looked like one of the most one-sided 1-0s I've seen in a long while. Right, Lee, we better crack on. here and do all these comments, but we'll have a little look at your first feature game, which I believe was Bromley 2, Swindon 1. Goal by Fletcher Holman for the visitors, cancelled out by Ashley Charles and Nicky Kabamba.
Yeah, Bromley continue their fine run at the top of the league and come from a 1-0 down. A big top of the table clash. We were a tale of two halves, this one. Swindon played really well. Bromley played really bad first half. Swindon opened the scoring on the 10th minute through Fletcher Holman. Drinan was slipped in and then he put it across really well. Obviously, he knows how strikers liked it, and it's on a plate, and he tapped home. Great ball across. Holman doesn't have to really do much, just put it home. It puts Swindon 1-0 up. And then they nearly doubled the lead through ball. Great header. And Bromley's keeper, a good save, and then another fantastic stop. I thought it's certain to score. Ullman again gets slipped in, and you think he's destined to score, but the keeper makes a really, really good save. You think if that goes in, could have been a different story. And then obviously second half, things turned drastically. I think Swindon took the foot off it and played really badly, and then Bromley obviously knew what they had to do and come out all guns blazing, and they scored really early in the first half. Ashley Charles putting away a chance at the really poor clearance, just fell to him and he put away 1-1. Like I say, it's the perfect start to a second half, especially when you're one down. You get the crowd on your side as well, and it was just destined to obviously be 3 points, especially with Swindon's fall off from that first half display. And then the winner comes from the 89th minute. Kabamba rose highest to nod home. Credit to him because he had a bit of, obviously, I think it was racism online. Did he miss a penalty? And no player should be subjected to racism. It's absolutely disgusting, and I can't believe it's still happening in this day and age. Absolutely, but it's perfect response from him to win the game. I don't know what the keeper's doing. Got to do better for me there, but credit to him. He rose up and just proper hang time, and he's obviously nodded it home. Big win for Bromley, who stay top and 6 clear. And Swindon, I think, would have been disappointing. Ian Holloway, I think his comments after summed it or bottled it after a fantastic first half that probably could have scored 2 or 3, and then second half they just took the foot off the pedal. Obviously, credit to Bromley, they come out, knew what they had to do, and got the job done. And Andy Woodman, what a job he is doing. I like how he talks. I heard him on TalkSport yesterday when I was going to work. Really grounded. All the players are really grounded. He spoke about not much celebrating afterwards. I like that because obviously the job's not done. There's still a lot of football to be played. Yeah, 6 points clear. It's a fantastic season so far, but we've all seen what can happen with Walsall last year, and he's probably looking at that thinking, let's just rein it in a little bit and just take one game at a time. And I like that. It's grounded, and the players are responding to his managerial skills, because I really rate him. I think he's destined to the top for me, I think.
Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job. Like, they're probably one of the best examples of how a football club should be built from the bottom up, and now they're reaping the rewards. I guess the only concern, oddly, because we played Bromley on Saturday, so I was, making notes over the last day or so ahead of the preview show, talking with a Bromley fan. Just one point back to Kabamba though, like his goals per minutes ratio is absolutely astonishing this season.
Yeah.
He'd only come on 60 seconds before he scored the winner, and then he nearly got another one to make it 3-1.
He did,
Absolutely phenomenal player in terms of his attitude, because you almost feel like you can't call him an understudy. He's got 9 goals this season, and I think he's got one every 94 minutes. It's absolutely ridiculous they're in no trouble at all if Cheeks suddenly falls off or takes up an injury and misses a month, because Kabamba's just an absolute ready-made replacement to step in and just keep doing exactly the same job. I think between them, they've got like 27 goal contributions already. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And we spoke about them last week with what they've recruited. They'll probably still add to it. And I'd put it this way, I'd be surprised if they didn't finish in that top three. Whether they win it, I don't know. But for the club, Bromley's size, from where they've come up to, he told a story of he went shopping years ago. I think they won the FA Trophy, I think he said. And he could walk down Bromley High Street, no one recognise him. And you fast forward to now, and he can't go shopping because everyone wants to talk to him and have pictures with him. And I think that tells the story of where Bromley have become this club that I think off the pitch has run fantastic. We've said before that the new stand, what they're trying to do, and I think it's overspilling on.
Highest ever attendance Saturday, I think, as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So everyone's getting behind it, the community, the town, and it's a club certainly going places, and there seems to be a real togetherness, and it always helps when everyone's pulling in the right direction on the pitch, but also off the pitch.
Absolutely, yeah. No, they're a phenomenal football club, and I know some people say they're meant to be a rival of ours, and the debates whether they're in Kent or in London. But is it fair to say they might be everyone's second team? It's like
Yeah.
you can't help but not want them to do well. They're just very good at everything they do, like you say, both on the pitch and off the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, we watched them, I think, in the playoff final, and to where they are now, obviously, everyone expected Bromley to maybe struggle and find it hard in the Football League, but they're proving everyone wrong as well. And like I say, I just see a club growing from strength to strength, and yeah, it's fantastic for that club and the fans, especially for ones that's been there from the start. The journey that it's great to see a club develop on the pitch, but like I say, off the pitch, to see the facilities. They mentioned about they had to, obviously, before they could go up to the Football League, obviously the 4G that had to be replaced before they could even entertain getting promoted. They then built the 4G at the side of the pitch, which helps money because obviously it's a big money spinner that they could always use that facility, and it's all infrastructure that's helping this promotion trail.
Absolutely, and that's what it is. There's no point pretending. Bromley are banging not even just a promotion fight; they're banging a fight to win the whole lot, because that's just how good they are at the moment.
I think the only tester is if anyone comes in for Antman. That is my only worry.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, but I think he'd probably see the season out with them now. I think because he's that close to something really, really incredible. I mean, it's incredible enough, like you say, he got them promoted, won an FA trophy, because they were in trouble, I think, in the National League when he took over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's just a staggering story. A proper fairy tale.
Yeah, and I don't think he seems this type of character to jump ship. I think he'd want to see the journey out and get him promoted to League One, and then maybe look for his career, because obviously he's got to think of he's obviously feels special being a part of that journey, but he's also got to think of his career, and he will want to progress as well.
That's it, yeah. And if they don't get promoted, which can still happen, then they might have an issue. I totally get that, yeah. But for now, Bromley fans, just keep enjoying it, because it's absolutely brilliant for you. Like, obviously, I hope you're rubbish on Saturday, but phenomenal story. Nathan Hill is in the chat. Evening, Nathan. He says, back on track, Gills fan. Yeah, that sums us back up now. Back-to-back wins. Simon Bradshaw's back in the chat. Evening, Simon. He says, evening, gents. Yeah, evening to you, mate. Welcome back. He says, on Oldham's performance, 3 words, Oldham had chances. Yep, we'll get to your game in a little while, mate. Darren Leverett, Gills fan, says Masterson, GMAC and Vokes. The experience axis could be important last third of the season. Yes, very, very much so. Don't disagree with that at all. The Abandoned Hunter is back in the chat. Evening, mate. He says, evening, gents. Right, shall we do my first featured game? 38 of you in here already. This is absolutely phenomenal. Please keep hitting that like button, because more people see it, then more people join, and it becomes more fun, doesn't it? First feature game for myself was Cambridge United 4, Tranmere Rovers 2. Now, Cambridge continue their promotion push, but had to do it the hard way in this one, coming from behind twice. And I think it's fair to say, mate, Neil Harris teams are not usually renowned for scoring loads of goals, but they got 4 in this one, all of which came in the second half. It was the visitors, though, that led at the break. Dylan Jones nodding home after smart build-up down the left-hand side. Harris made a change second period. He's obviously got Elliot Nevitt from the Gills now as an extra option up front to call on from the bench. He did make his debut later in this one, but it was Shane Lavery who come on, smashed the ball into the roof of net about 2 minutes after arriving on the pitch. Before another sub, this time Rovers sub, Charlie Whittaker, swept home what was the third goal in a mad 9-minute spell in the middle of that second half. And it looked at that point like Cambridge were in for a tough afternoon. So what do you need? A centre half to come up with 2 goals. Kellen Watts, hold my beer, brilliant header to get it back to 2 each. And then 10 minutes later, he glanced another one to put his side in front for the first time. And the icing on the cake came in the 96th minute as Ben Knight escaped to seal a thrilling victory. Cambridge, much like we're saying Bromley, mate, are in the middle of a title race, a slap bang in the middle of a playoff push.
Yeah, 100%. You can't not talk about the run that they're on. I think we
is it like 11 or 12 unbeaten now?
12 now, because I think they were my feature game last weekend, weren't they? Did they win away?
Well, Fleetwood, didn't they?
Yeah, won away at Fleetwood. You can't not talk about them. The run that they're on is absolutely incredible. Neil Harris, yeah, he's absolutely brilliant, and you can't not mention him in that top 3 chatter, because
no,
like
currently fourth on goal difference and just 2 points off second.
There you go. So yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. It just shows you a good run and a good run of results where it can take you. We'll touch on Gillingham in a bit, and you're obviously 2 now in 2. Can you go on a Grimsby like Cambridge like run and put yourself back in that pitch? And that's League 2. You go on that run, you get yourself back in the promotion race, and you're coming into now February, March, and this is where it matters. Obviously, you put to bed your bad results, and that's behind you. It's now all about getting them results, getting yourself back in the picture, and who knows where it'll take you.
That's it. And I think, like you say, this is probably the moving month, isn't it? I mean, we play 8 games between now and the end of February. So we've got 1 tomorrow night, and then, yeah, we play 6 games in February. Bromley's the last day of the month. But yeah, I think by the end of February, people are going to have a fair idea of how their season's going to end up panning out over the last sort of 15, 20 games. Well, yeah, it'd be what we played. We played 26, 34, yeah, dozen games left. You'll have come the end of February. That's when you find out who's going to handle the pressure a little bit more and who might slip away. Right, let's do a few more comments. But yeah, Cambridge having an absolutely astonishing season. I know we've got a Cambridge fan in our WhatsApp group, and his just only concern at the start of the season was they'd not really played anyone of note. But like we've said before, they're 5th now after 26 games. They are fourth, doing them a disservice. They are right in it.
I think with that comment though, played anyone with no, I think everyone division, because teams take points off each other, and that's this division. I don't think anyone's like, yeah, you've got Bromley at the top of the division with 6 points, but teams are taking points off each other, so it's not as if, yeah, they're the 3 to be at the top of the division. It's all just, like I say, you put a run together and you're right back in it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah, because I think we went to Bromley in September, and I think they was in the middle of a sticky run then. I think they lost sort of 4 out of 6 or 4 out of 7, and they dropped to 13th, 14th, 15th. But they've only lost once since the 29th of November, and that was against Walsall. And since then, it's been as close to perfect as you can be. I think they've taken 25 from the last 27 available, which is, well, it's championship winning form. Right, Sid Longley said about his Bradford game, we play like the Saturday, and I won't be a guest next season. It will be an official visit if Don't sign a striker. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of this going around. Obviously, still follow a lot of Bradford fans on X about obviously Andy Cook's departure, and they lack a natural number 9 now. So it'd be interesting to see how Bradford do replace him. Someone likes your top, mate. The abandoned
Cheers,
hunter. That's Smithy, isn't it? He says, love the top league. Which one, mate? The one he's wearing or the 1998, 99 away shirt, third shirt, Sanderson? Oof. Beautiful. Do love a retro shirt, don't we, on this show?
We do, mate.
Question for you, Lee, from Darren Leverett, the Gills fan. Thoughts on the legend that is Barry Bannon, sorry. Owls stalwart no more. Sad, yeah, looks like that was his farewell game at the weekend, wasn't it? The reaction after the game, he was tearing up and getting quite emotional. It looks like he's off to, is it potentially Millwall?
Yeah, he's down to Millwall. Look, yeah, we're sad. Well, I'm sad. Yeah, people have took it quite badly, but I always use this expression as "don't be sad because it's over, smile because it happened." We've had such great period with him. Yeah, he's seen this dark time this past season, and it's been grim, but he's stuck with it, and I wish him nothing but the best because he's been the model professional, and he's a club legend. You can't not say he isn't because he's give everything to this football club, and no doubt he'll come back and visit one day, and he'll be welcomed back with open arms. And what a cracking sign it is for Millwall because that could push them on to promotion. That
yeah, because they're in the playoff places, aren't they? As well, it could be a difference maker for them. Yeah, it really could. Yeah, and like you say, he could have walked away in the summer and no one could have really said a word. Such a situation at the club, but to have stuck it out until January, I think, is, testament to him as a bloke, as well as being a cracking footballer as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'll do a couple more comments and then we'll get to your second game. Simon says, talking of York, their last game of the season is against Rochdale. What a game to end the National League season. Yeah, that could be, because I think York are top, are they? Yeah,
although I think it'll be done by then.
But Rochdale have got a couple of games in hand still.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to kill Rochdale. It's all right having these games in hand. Sorry, man, my phone's just dropped down. It's all right having these games in hand. I'd sooner have the points on the board, if I'm honest. I know they've had that pitch issue. Hopefully they've sorted it and corrected it. I think they are back there. I think the first game was back there this weekend. So, yeah, they need to win them, obviously. And if they do, they're putting their sons in a fantastic position. But I just think York are now kicking on. The squad that they've got is ridiculous. And, yeah, I think they'll kick on. I don't think it'll go to that last day. It'd be unbelievable if it did.
I wonder where you'll be final day. It's,
outside that Rochdale Jippy.
You'll have to dress up as a mascot again to get in.
Yeah, them Rochdale fans don't like me.
Oh, you definitely have to go in disguise. Reese's Free Paradise this evening, lads. Keep up the good work. Evening, Reese. Nice of you to join us. Do appreciate it, mate. Luca says Bromley, Swindon, MK thinks will be his top 3. Talking of this week's games, Dale says tomorrow night 6 of the top 7 are at home. Only Swindon are away at Notts County. Yeah, that's probably, I mean, if you're looking at it, probably game of the round, that one could be. Matt, the Gills fan, says the All Sport Gills, something German 2005-7. I think he's saying it's long sleeve 2005-7. Yes, both myself and Lee have gone a little bit retro tonight. Much like Lee with his shirt, because there is a story to that one. It's a pre-season match worn shirt, which has got a number 11 on it, so he doesn't know whose it is. This has got 42 on it. I've done a lot of research about squad numbers for them seasons. Not a clue who wore 42, so I think it might have been like a youth team or a reserve player, but if you know me or Lee just a little bit, we like retro football gear.
There's rumours it might be Reggie Blinker, but I'm not old in that.
Half of our audience won't even know who that is.
Yeah, the old school ones must do.
Those of a certain vintage, exactly that. 42 in the chat. This is superb. Like we say, keep pressing like and all that. Big game for Gillingham tomorrow, says Reece. The mighty Cheltenham Town. Yeah, it is a big game. Big chance to make it 9 points from 9.
Is it at Cheltenham?
It's at Cheltenham, yeah. First game I'm missing this season, which is frustrating.
Reese, if I don't see a match day vlog from there, or Rye, sorry, Reese, you through me then. Rye, if I do not see a match day vlog from there, I'll be disappointed. Get yourself down.
Oh, was it short from Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan, yeah.
Oh, do apologise, mate. That's just me adding letters in and being lazy. Sorry, Ryan.
you made me do it, though. Even he'll be
know him, so that makes you even worse.
Yeah, it does, yeah. I've met him.
First time I've seen him. So I'll get away with that more than you.
Have you sold out your away allocation?
I'm not sure. I don't know if we have completely. But
right, get in that Gills away end.
Yeah, go on. Only do a vlog if we win, though. Like, video it, or if we lose, don't bother putting it out.
Yeah, he'll get.
We're going to win, so that'd be great.
Yeah.
Ryan says, very impressed with Cambridge when Walsall played them New Year's Day. Ben Knight was superb. Yeah, they're going to be a real threat, and they've got good players. I think they're one of them squads where you look at it and you don't think they've got, like, you look at Swindon, they've got a Drine, and you look at MK Dons, they've got Patterson. Well, MK Dons have got everyone, but you know what I mean. You look at Gills, you say Bradley Dack. You look at Grimsby, you say Charles Vernon. You look at Cambridge and you just go, they're just solid all over the park. They're all 7 out of 10. There's not someone that you think goes and wins some games on their own every single week. They're just really, really well-built squad. And yeah, to echo what Gareth Angel said, I hope Elliot Nevitt does really well there because he's a cracking lad and he works his arse off every single week. Right, what we do a couple more. Cambridge's last defeat was at Meadow Lane back in October, says Dale. So yeah, that's another phenomenal run. Like Bromley, long time. Rice says no, Gills are not getting 3 points at Wadden Road, unfortunately. You can go off people, can't you?
Yeah, that's a no scoring it away end, man.
He's thinking about it. Right, do you want to talk us through your second feature game of the week, which I believe
Grimsby's win at
Grimsby
Cheltenham.
Town's 2-0 victory at Wadden Road.
Have that, Ryan. Have that, Ryan.
Goals from Kieran Green and Andy Cook sealed the points for Dave Artell's men in this one.
Where's a Grimsby shirt when we need
Funny
one?
how life works, isn't it? What's that? Ryan has left the chat. Oh.
Brilliant. Yeah, Grimsby's 2-0 win on the road at Cheltenham Town. Best get my goggles on because I can't read my notes. Fourth straight win and 5 undefeated on after a win on the road. Yeah, Grimsby have found the form, which we talked already on this show about form. I think their 0-0 draw against Oldham, they must have listened to my saying how boring the game was, because since then they've gone on this little run and picked up results. They've obviously added to the
everyone. It's nothing to do with Dave Artell and the players. I didn't realise. Lee said they were boring.
Mate, it was boring. I'm having it. I'm taking it. Nah, but credit to them. They've gone on a little run, and obviously signings have helped and boosted the squad. But yeah, Grimsby's first goal, it was a thing of beauty, an absolute stunner. Kieran Green picked it up, and he's just unleashed an absolute thunderbolt to make it 1-0. Good enough to win any football game because it was an absolute screamer. As soon as it left his boot, you know where it was destined to end up. And yeah, absolute rocket. Cheltenham then hit the post through Cole Deeming after he had a pop, fair effort. It was quite a tight affair on reflection. Was it Cheltenham that Grimsby pummeled early on this season? Was it 7?
Yeah, we don't bring up games where Grimsby beat teams that have had 2 players sent off, mate, honestly.
Yeah, it's touchy subject on it.
I'll go and make a drink while you talk about that.
But yeah, obviously that was a bit of a cricket score. But yeah, this one proved to be a little bit of a tighter affair, and it were a case of Grimsby needing that second goal to go and kill it off, or you could see Cheltenham getting back in it, and the goal come from, I don't know if it is Andy Cooks. I know I think he's been officially credited to it, but looking at the highlights, I've rewound it a couple of times. I don't know if he gets a touch. I know the commentator mentions it, and it's
Cabby that crosses it in, isn't it? This
Yeah.
makes me laugh because I was obviously you watch the ITV highlights and I just do it off the Sky Sports app. So I was looking at it and I read the report and it said Jay's Cabby across went all the way in despite the best efforts of Andy Cook to get a touch. So right, so that means Jay's Cabby has got it. Went back to the top of the screen and it said Cheltenham Town 0, Grimsby Town 2, Kieran Green, Andy Cook. I was like, well, who then?
Yeah.
Make your mind up. So
yeah, he's definitely been, because obviously I've looked on a few apps, Sky Sports, I think it was Telescore and then one other, and they've all credited to him, so he must have got someone on it. I don't know, but looking at the video, it doesn't look like he touches it all, and even his celebration a little bit muted, but he'll take it. And like I said, Grimsby needed that goal just to see it off and get them 3 points. And like I said, they're back on the move after a bad spell. Cheltenham 18th, 30 points. Obviously a poor start to the season, but I don't think they have to worry about what's behind them, if I'm honest. I think they're going to have enough. We're going to touch on.
The concern with them would be as players they've lost in the window, because obviously Adela went to Doncaster after a 6-month contract or whatever it was, a short-term contract. They had Ethan Archer, didn't they, back on loan from Luton, but he got recalled and went to Port Vale. I think they lost one other. But yeah, Cottrell's got so much experience here, and I think there's plenty worse teams. I mean, we played one of them by an absolute distance. And I mean that with the utmost respect to Harrogate. We'll get to that when we talk about them. But yeah, Cheltenham, I think, absolutely fine. And yeah, Grimsby just starting to regain that mojo that they had at the start of the season. So they're a team to watch as well. Right, we'll do a few more comments.
Cook is only going to add to it. He's going to add goals, and
could be the difference, couldn't he? So like Danny Rose, but it's a no-brainer. Andy Cook or Danny Rose is an absolute no-brainer for me. Like, he scored a ridiculous amount of goals at this level for the last 3 or 4 years. Right, Simon talks about Oldham and says, earlier in the season we won at Cambridge and at home to Bromley. That's the enigma of Oldham Athletic. Yep. Goes back to what Lee says, Si, about Lee 2 just being absolutely mental on the whole, to be quite honest. Finn is in the chat. Evening, Finn. He's a Gills fan. He has got a happy smiley face in there. Matt GFC's taking note and says, Sheffield Wednesday 91 to 93 tracksuit and the Puma away shirt 97 to 99. Is that correct?
No, he's not correct with the shirt. He's correct-ish with the jacket. It's 90, 91-ish. But the shirt is 96 to 98.
Or so he weren't a 2-year period. He just went a bit late.
Yeah. Good effort
for effort. Lee's favourite username is in the chat. Evening to Greg the Fish.
I love that, Greg the Fish.
William Rhodes, up the city. We're winning the league this year. The York fan is very chipper, and why not? This is what we like. He's getting ready for the League 2 hour when it's going to be bigger and better in 26, 27. And hopefully you'll be a part of it. Abandoned Hunter says it's a must-win for us tomorrow against Crawley. Only positives from Saturday was that we didn't lose. Yeah, there's some big games tomorrow, aren't there? Really big games. So that'll be another one to keep an eye on. My app's just decided to break. Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds.
Oh, you're on Sky Sports?
No, I was just on something here. Sofa Score. Other apps are available. The dream is achievable. Evening, lads. Anyone going to a game tomorrow? Yeah, I'm sure plenty of go. I'm not, unfortunately. Lee might be doing a non-league jaunt, but I'm sure you'll have a look and find out on his social media channels if he's not published anything just yet.
Should we bash through the fixtures tomorrow? I've got them up.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, let's do that. We're only halfway through, and then we'll do my last game. Or should we do my last game and then we'll have a look at the midweek fixtures?
Yeah, I'll tell you what we'll do. A little bit of fun.
Go on in.
Because we'll have this on record, right? We'll predict who we're going to win out of these fixtures.
What, me and you, head to head?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
So first up, we've got Newport versus Accrington.
Home win. Just.
Yeah.
Let's do it now. Go on in, crack on.
I'll take a draw.
Okay.
Barnet Tranmere.
Home win just.
Yeah. I'm going Tranmere for that. Barrow v Oldham. I'm going Oldham. Got a
Oldham 1-0. Oldham 1-0.
Yeah. Manny Monte. You heard it here first. Bromley v Crewe. God, that's a big one and all.
Bromley comfortably.
Yeah? Yeah, I'll go Bromley as well. Cambridge Shrewsbury. That's easy.
Cambridge comfortably.
Yeah. Cheltenham versus the Gills.
You're doing that one. I'm not getting involved.
I'm going to go Gills. I think they're going to 3-3. Colchester Grimsby. Oh, you'll be texting me tomorrow night going, I'm like, it's not funny.
might be an announcement at 9:30 tomorrow saying that Lee's position as co-host on the League 2 Hour has been mutually terminated.
Colchester v Grimsby.
2-2.
We've got Harrogate Fleetwood.
0-0.
Yeah, stinks a place that, doesn't it? MK versus Bristol Rovers.
3-0 MK.
Yeah. Notts County Swindon. I'm going Swindon.
Notts County Swindon. You say Swindon?
Yeah.
Notts County.
Played well.
Goal.
Salford Chesterfield. God, there's some big games, isn't there?
Oh yeah, I'm not having a bet tomorrow night. Salford 2-1. Chesterfield's away form's patchy.
It is very draw.
Basically, if you want betting tips, anyone who's listening,
yeah, don't
go back and watch this and do exactly the opposite of what I've said, and you'll be absolutely rolling in it.
Yeah, stick a 10 on. You'll be laughing. And lastly, Walsall v Crawley.
1-0 Walsall.
Yeah, into Scott. No.
Right, back to the final feature game from the weekend, and I picked Newport County 2, Chesterfield 1, an absolutely monumental win for the Amber Army. Goals from Harrison Biggins on 50 minutes and Michael Spellman just past the hour put them 2-0 up before Dylan Marcandy pulled a goal back in the 85th minute, but it was Newport who held on, yeah. I think the visitors probably should have taken the lead in this one, mate. Freddie Ladapo's great position, just didn't make a desired contact, and ball was kept out by Jordan Wright, the Newport keeper. And then at the other end, Bobby Camwell came close to opening scoring, but clipped the outside of the post. Biggins nearly scored before the break, but there was great defensive block to stop him from putting his side in front. And County were on top, I think, as the half-time whistle went, and he didn't have to wait long to open the scoring. He got on the end of Anthony Driscoll-Glennon's corner to put his side in front. Wright had to be alert again shortly afterwards to keep his side in front, and his stop did prove to be even more crucial a little while later. Michael Spellman scored. Quite spectacular goal, to be quite fair. Long ball, took it out the sky on his chest, swiveled, smacked it left-footed into the corner. Keeper had absolutely no chance. Like I say, McCandy got one back with 5 minutes to go. But Newport County, like I say, in the week that they lost one of their most cherished fans, held on for a very valuable, important 3 points. I think they might be all right, Newport. Seen enough last week. Seen them twice this season live. I think their forward players keep them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do. I know they've lost Antwi to Gills, who I think should prove to be a good signing. I think, he brings energy, brings ball carrying ability, passing ability, goal scoring threat, provides more cover for someone like Bradley Dack so we can rest and rotate. But yeah, they've still got good players in forward areas. They've got Spellman, they've got Kay Whitmore, they've got Camwar, they've got pace. If they can just shore up defensively, I think they'll get out of trouble. And that's a big change from me in the last 2 weeks. And a lot of their home games, I think, are really winnable over the last sort of 2 months of the season. So I think they'll have just enough to get out of trouble.
Yeah, what they can hang on to now is these 2 wins that's got that something to build on. So obviously soul destroying when you're getting beat.
Accrington tomorrow,
find yourself bottom. Yeah. bottom of the league, and yeah, they're still bottom, but like I said, they've got something to cling on to now and build on, and it breeds confidence throughout the team that they could possibly do it. He's
They're not
not
bottom.
arrogant. They're not bottom now.
No, Harrogate bottom.
Right, that's me not looked at league table then. But yeah, there you go. So they're off the bottom, and that's massive. And it'll just breed confidence. You look at Harrogate, you compare them, they're just in free fall. They're probably
That's a polite way of putting it. That's a polite way of putting it about Harrogate. They are. I can't recall a worse team that I've seen us play or in League Two for a long time. They were woeful for 85% of that game, 90% of that game against us.
Which is weird because we Harrogate, they always sort of show fight the seasons that they've had, but they seem to have maybe lost that. Obviously he's been at the club a long time. It's going to be a big tester, obviously, the relationship that they've both got, and do they stick with him? Yeah, he's been at the club for years.
I think everything points to them sticking with him now, mate, because they've made about 6 or 7 signings. You wouldn't let him sign them and then get rid of him. And I think it's gone so far past the point now where you would have got rid of him. They haven't won since the end of September. They've not scored a goal at home for 12 hours.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you could say justifiably Simon Weaver gets sacked for. So I don't think he gets sacked.
And
which
you
is
said
a bigger concern for me, because you get to the point where players just, not say switch off, that's probably the wrong phrase, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're in that rut, you just want a new voice. You just want new instructions and something to freshen it up. If he doesn't go and they don't change it, I think they just fall out the Football League without much of a fight, unfortunately.
Yeah, 100% agree. There's always so much you can do, and it's going to be a big turnaround for him if he gets a response out of that, and it'd be every credit to him. But yeah, you said inside the ground as well, it were a little bit dull in terms of atmosphere. I know it's not the best ground in terms of atmosphere anyway, but there always seems to be a decent vibe, other than the outstanding pies. But yeah, it's worrying. It is worrying.
And that's the most devastating part of it.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Next season.
Although it ain't for me, because I cover a lot. I cover a lot of National League, so I'm buzzing.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be massive next season.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting there now.
No, we'll talk about them in a little while, but yeah, but back to Newport. Yeah, I think they've given themselves a real chance. I think Christian Fuchs is just starting to get his ideas across, and I think they'll have. You'd think if they win Tuesday night and a couple of results go their way, they could be up to 20th, which is like dizzy heights for them considering where they've been all season.
Yeah, it's perfect opportunity. Obviously, Accrington coming down there, and yeah, they've picked up of late as well. But to have them at home as well, it's absolutely huge. And like you say, if they back it up again, they'll just go from strength to strength. I'm glad that they're showing, because it were looking a little bit like them too, that it were going to drift away, but they've shown a little bit of fight, and out of the two, it's going to make it a little bit interesting. Because at one point I thought it was just going to be them, and it was just going to like teeter away, and
it makes it interesting for neutrals.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, because you obviously like watching at the top, but you can't beat a good old dog fight down at the bottom, relegation scrap.
And we're saying it's probably between them 6 teams there, 19th down to 24th, Barrow, Crawley, Shrewsbury, Bristol Rovers, Newport, Harrogate, separated by 6 points. And then there's a gap to Cheltenham of 6 points up to them at 18th. They're on 30. So I think it's relegation is probably a half dozen team battle.
I mean, my massive worry is Bristol Rovers. I really thought they'd get a response out of him. They haven't. They've not got anything. I
think they'll but I think he'll get backed enough to buy enough quality to get themselves out of trouble. Yeah. That'd be the swinger for me for Bristol Rovers. I honestly think Harrogate will go based on that. I know it's only 90 minutes, but that was as woeful could be. I think Newport are going the right way. Bristol Rovers, Shrewsbury, I think, are in free fall. Crawley, I think, will just have enough. Barrow, I think, might just have enough. but ask me again in a month because we know it always changes really quickly.
It,
Right, let's do some more comments and then we'll do the video printer. What we got? Wayne has said that Kabir has now been credited with the second goal at the weekend for Grimsby, so that's obviously been updated. Dale says, Matt, I hope you beat Bromley at the weekend, but don't get anything at Notts next Tuesday. 3 points for guessing who Dale supports. I think he might be an Outsiders fan.
He's an arrogant fan, isn't he?
William wants to know when you're next coming to watch York, Lee.
Nothing planned at the moment, but I'm sure I'll keep a close eye at the fixtures and get back down.
Here we go. We've got a Newport fan in the chat. C. Willis has said, I think we beat Accrington tomorrow. This is the most confident I've been all season. Oh, yeah. Let us know what you think then, mate, in terms of can you get out of it. Like I said, it's only 2 games, but I've seen enough of your players, certainly from an attacking sense, to think that you can get yourselves over the line and stay above the dreaded drop zone. So, yeah, let me know what you think, mate.
See, if fans are feeling confident, then that's obviously a response. And obviously, yeah, players need that confidence with results. But if fans are starting to feel and believe, that's also added because they'll then get behind the team home and away, and it just helps all around, doesn't it? If everyone's
that's another difference maker for me between Newport and Harrogate at the weekend. Like Newport, the fans are happy and they're feeling a bit more confident. That means when Accrington turn up to Rodney Parade tomorrow, that Newport crowd's going to be loud and they're going to be getting in your face. They're going to be getting behind their team. We got there Saturday. It was no louder when the game kicked off than when we first walked into an half-empty stadium and sat there eating our pie. It was, I think I said to Nick next to me, it resembled like a non-league game against a National League South side, like that we go and play regularly in July. There was just nothing about the place. And I get that, they're struggling, it's hard. But you'd think even for the first 20 minutes, they'd have a right go at trying to get behind their team. But nah, maybe they're just all resigned to their fate. I don't know. Yeah,
it'd be interesting, obviously, to speak to an arrogant fan and see what their thoughts about it. Whether they're happy about it, they might be content. I don't know.
Maybe they think, well, by nature, we're a National League side or a National League North side. We've enjoyed our time, but all good things come to an end. I don't know. But it just seems to be very much the word I'd use is resignation. Like they've just almost given up on the season with 20 games to play, which is nuts.
It is.
Anyway. A father didn't like me, wants to know, is Greg the Fish related to Billy the Fish, the legendary full-chested goalkeeper? Greg, are you related to Billy? There's a question I didn't think I was going to be answering.
It's the fact that we said Greg the Fish like a few weeks back before Christmas, and this question is just...
Pretty sure. There's things we talk about the most. Top 3 is football, pie, Greg the Fish.
That's brilliant.
Right, let's run through the video printer because there were some more games. Barnet 3, Oldham 2 in a mad game at the Hive, and it was the hosts that ran out winners by the odd goal in 5. Tom Pett actually put the Latics in front in this one on 11 minutes before Ryan Glover and a Kabongo Shamanga penalty on his debut turned it around for the Bees to lead at half-time. Jack Stevens then put Oldham in front 5 minutes after Nick Tavares had been sent off. But that man Shamanga won it for the 10 men in the 87th minute. Big win for the Bees, that, mate, because I think we've said them and Oldham will be fine. Could have a go at the playoffs depending on how their window goes. But I think Oldham were unbeaten in about 5 or 6 before that. So that's a huge result to get over the line with a man short for the last half hour as well. And again, we'll say similar about both teams. They are still in the hunt, but like most teams, the next sort of 7 games will be defining in terms of where your season ultimately goes to.
Yeah, I'll still say that them two. I don't think they're going to be in that playoff, mate. So we Oldham. It were interesting to see. Obviously, they went 1-0. I thought if they win this, obviously with what they've done previous with the run that they're on. you build that momentum. But yeah, it's a bit of a sucker punch. I think that talk, I think, is done for them. I think with Barnet, a little bit similar. They'll go on a little run where they'll pick up results and then they'll lose a couple. I think mid-table, I think that's what's the aim, to stabilise this season.
Well, the home form, isn't it, Barnet, that's holding them back? They're 17th in the home table, but away from home, they're 8th. So they could just sort that home form out, they'd be a real threat. But we've been saying that for 3 months now. That's the thing, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. And if your own form's not on point, I don't think you can talk about playoffs, because that's what you need to get right more than anything to go on a good home run and be hard to beat at home.
Absolutely. Right, we also had Notts County 1, Crew Alexander 0. Alassana Jatta's strike on 8 minutes proved enough to be the difference. This was the most dominant of one. Honestly, this could have been, from the highlights I watched, I think there was about 7 or 8 chances for Notts County, good chances in each half, it felt like. Barrow lost at home to Crawley Town. Taylor Richards, 89th minute winner, picking up a potentially huge win for the Reds. Colchester United beat Fleetwood by 2-1. First half strikes from Kyrie's Lisby and Mika and Bick put the home side in control. Ethan Ennis pulled one back with a stunner on 78 minutes, but could not find an equaliser. We have to talk about what we saw announced yesterday afternoon. Pete Wild sacked. Ridiculous decision for me, Lee.
Yeah, obviously they're on a bad run. We spoke about them last week because they were in the feature game with Cambridge, but to get sacked, wow. It's just, I don't know. And they've obviously give it to the, was it his assistant that's got it?
Got it till the end of the season, hasn't he? And I think Nathan Tom's going to come in and assist, who's a club legend, their former promotion-winning centre-back, I think,
Which is slightly odd for me. To see the sacking, you'd think they'd have someone lined up.
Does it say they're giving up on their season as well by not appointing I don't get what football clubs want to be or expect anymore. It's mental. He's been there 18 months. They were 12 unbeaten up until about 6 weeks ago. Football's a game of form, peaks and troughs. You're all going to have bad runs. I just think chairmen are too trigger happy now. And I'm talking from experience last season with the Gills, where we had about 700 managers, it felt like. But Pete Wild won't be out of work for long for me, will he?
No, he won't.
Crazy decision. If there are any Fleetwood Town people in the chat, let us know your thoughts. But for me as an outsider, and I think Lee as well, that's a really, really strange decision. Right, my team, Gillingham, went to Harrogate and won by 3-0, courtesy of second half strikes by Connor Masterson and Amani Little penalty, and Sam Vokes' clincher with 6 minutes to go. Back-to-back wins for Gareth Ainsworth's men. Harrogate doomed ? I've written. We've already spoken about that. Leah's gone to the toilet.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back again. There he is. Hello, mate.
Don't know what.
I think we've covered Harrogate and why we think they're banging trouble. Like I've already said, I don't want to keep saying it too much because it feels like you're just sticking the knife in. But I can't recall a team playing for 90 minutes and showing such a lack of fight and appetite and just, I don't know, just a very naive performance. Like you look at their keeper was their best player. If it weren't for him, it could have been 6-0. I think the age of their goalkeeper and their 3 centre halves was 21, 20, 23 and 21. Like that's so little experience in a massively key area of the pitch as well. I know budgets and injuries and suspensions play a part, but I can't see any way out of it, unfortunately, for them. MK Dons, on the other hand, are a team who are just starting to click into gear again. They've been a bit in and out over the Christmas period, but that's 2 wins on the bounce. And they put a poor Shrewsbury Town side to the sword for the tune of 5-1. Callum Patterson, first half hat-trick, goals on 8, 11 and 34 minutes. There was another one for Luke Offord on 81. Tom Sang scored an absolute worldie to get one back for Shrewsbury on 83, but Dan Crowley had the last say. Is Michael Appleton in danger? I'm not, and I mean this because if Pete Wild's getting sacked, then Michael Appleton has to be on very, very thin ice looking at their form. Yeah,
you're obviously gauging it on that Pete Wild thing. Some chairmen aren't trigger happy, but some are. Football's a funny old game. Like I said, I didn't expect to read about Pete Wild getting sacked yesterday, and yeah, football is a strange old game.
Shrewsbury won 2 games in the league since the 25th of October. One against Newport and one against Harrogate.
I think more off the pitch with them. I think that's their concern. Reading a bit of stuff offline that the owners are not invested in the club in terms of what they want to do. They seem to be just happy with what's going on. I think that's the biggest issue that they've got. That off the field is just piss poor.
Yeah, I think that's probably a very apt way to describe it without going into too much detail. Right, final 2 games in the division were Salford City 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Ryan Graydon, I think that's his first goal for the club on 8 minutes, was enough for Carl Robinson's men. And as you've already alluded to, mate, no real manager bounce for the Gas. Steve Evans, they're still struggling.
Yeah, massively. I expected them to have that bounce, but like you say, I think they will get signings in to boost them. And for them to go down, it'd be an absolute disaster. I just expected more straight away from Steve Evans.
He's already got a red card, so it's there is a little bit of the old Steve Evans.
Yeah,
he's already picked up a bad. He's only been there 5 minutes.
But no, it's going to be key to get bodies in and try and get them away, because it's all about getting safe, and then next season they can build again and maybe build something to mount a promotion push.
Yeah, because I think we've said it before. They lost their first 3 games, then they went 7 unbeaten, didn't they? Won 5, drew 2. So that's 17 points. That was by the middle of September. That means they picked up 4 points since the middle of September, which is grim, really, really grim.
It is grim reading that.
Yeah, that's not nice at all. Final game was Walsall 0, Accrington Stanley. Yeah, that one happened. Probably a better point for the visitors. Walsall have dropped to 5th. Surely it's not happening again.
You feel for them, really, because, well, you don't, because I'm not a Walsall fan, but obviously what happened last season, they just want to be in that top 3. I don't think they care about winning it. It's just promotion after last season. It's just a disaster result. You'd expect them to be at Accrington, but yeah, it's another one that I think they've recruited really well in January. You talk about Patterson. They've got that experience. They've got to surely get a player. Got to, surely.
It's weird, isn't it? Because we sit here and talk about, and we're waxing lyrical about Cambridge, and we're saying, well, they're 4th and they're 2 points off second. Walsall are 5th on goal difference and 2 points off second, but it's the perception of how their season's going, because they drew with Accrington. All right, they beat Walsall last week, beat Tranmere last weekend, but then before that, lost to Cambridge, lost at home to Oldham. There was a win against Crewe, but before that, it was back-to-back draws, a win at Oldham. It's just been a little bit patchy again, hasn't it? And you can realise or understand that if Sadler's fans start to get a bit twitchy, just because of the memories of last year are so still fresh, aren't they, of how they absolutely fell off. He's gone again. Right. It's just me. Leah's disappeared. Maybe he's forgot to charge his phone. So we'll carry on regardless, and I will do my top 3 goals of the week until Louis comes back. And he might not know who I've done. Right, I wrote down honourable mentions for Connor Masterson of Gillingham, Mika Mbick of Colchester, Fleetwood's Ethan Ennis, and Tom Sang of Shrewsbury. But my top 3 goals of the week in reverse order. 3rd place went to Taylor Richards of Crawley Town against Barrow. He picked the ball up 30 yards out, advanced towards the edge of the penalty area before curling home a brilliant effort beyond Will Stanway to win his side a very big 3 points with a minute to go. And in 2nd place, I had Michael Spellman of Newport County. We've already mentioned this one. Huge goal in terms of how good it was and also what it meant. Brilliant chest control, and then swivelled and arrowed an effort on the half volley beyond a motionless Zach Hemming in the Chesterfield goal. But my goal of the week went to Kieran Green of Grimsby Town, put his side on their way to another win and another clean sheet, fed the ball around 25 yards out, one touch out of his feet before arrowing a simply unstoppable effort into the top corner past Joe Day. I've done my top three, mate. Welcome back. What's yours?
I've stuck a quid in, mate, who hopefully will be able to
wind it up.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with it. It's usually bang on in here. Yeah, my top three: Tom Sang, Shrewsbury. Obviously, it's a consolation. Great strike. Number two, Fleetwood's Ennis. Had a lot to do. Great technique, volley. And then the winner, it's easy. Same as yours, mate. Green, absolute screamer. Just an absolute thunderbolt. Just left his boat and just rocketed top corner. Absolute sweet strike.
Yeah, I did mention Ennis and Sang in my honourable mentions as well as Mika and Bick and Connor Masterson as well, who very much scored a striker's finish for the Gills. Went up from the back for a corner. Player of the week, I believe we've agreed on, haven't we, mate? And I don't think it's going to come as any surprise to anybody watching this week that our player of the week goes to MK Don's hat-trick hero, Mr. Callum Patterson. There he is. Look at that. It's like we know what we're doing.
I know, mate.
Stunning first half treble by all accounts, mate. Some of his stats are quite misleading. He only completed 2 passes all afternoon. But I've written down, who cares when you finish like Callum Patterson finishes. He had 4 shots, all of them were on target, scored 3 of them. He only had 25 touches and played 77 minutes. And I think I saw a stat doing the rounds on social media that since something like the middle of December, it's only Erling Haaland who's had more goal contributions than Callum Patterson. Yeah, phenomenal performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, and his first was his 100th league career goal. Yeah, he's brilliant, Patterson. I'd still have him at Wednesday now, but obviously with what we're going through, I think he'd be absolutely brilliant for us. He's a model professional. You know what you're going to get from him. Yeah, he's a striker and he'll score goals, but he'll work his absolute arse off for the cause, whether things are going well for the club or bad, and he'll just run till the final whistle. And yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. For League Two, it's an absolute brilliant signing for MK Dons.
Yeah, they're at the point where they're almost cheating now, aren't they? Like, the quality that they keep bringing in is absolutely frightening. So, and I'm sure they'll do more before the end of the window next week.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they didn't, because they're well in the mix now and really kicking on. A fantastic win. Yeah, against a poor Shrewsbury side, but you can only beat what you're playing against, can't you?
Absolutely, yeah, and they've done it superbly. So yeah, another team to keep an eye on in terms of not just the top 3, but probably, dare I say it, the championship as well. Simon said it's Manny Mont's birthday. Well, I'm sure he's watching, so happy birthday to Manny Mont for today. Best regards. Don't eat too much cake, mate. You've got a big game tomorrow. Matt, the Gills fan, says he thinks the Newport defeat to Gillingham was a blessing in disguise for the Ambers. Yeah, potentially. But yeah, like I've said already, I've seen enough from them. And we've got the Newport fan, C. Willis, back in. I think apart from the last 10 minutes, we battered Chesterfield. They didn't impress me at all. And Braybrook was last seen in Brennan's pocket. Oh, of course, yeah, because Braybrook was on loan at Newport, wasn't he? And then got recalled and then sent off to Chesterfield. So the wonderful world and the small world of football. Darren wants to know who will be the top 3 goal scorers in League Two this season. Yeah, we need to have a look at top scorers. I think we might have to do a little bit more concentrating on that next week because it's something that we've sort of not really spoken about in recent weeks. So maybe we'll have a think about that question, Darren, and let us think about that and then put it back in the chat next week. And we maybe do a little section on those that are in contention for, I'm going to call it the golden boot because it's that weird red boot thing, but that just sounds rubbish, to be quite frank. So yeah, something to have a look at next week. Should we have a look at the league table, mate?
Yeah, be rude not to.
Definitely would. Right. As we have already said, Newport have managed to get themselves off the bottom of the table after their big win at the weekend. So yeah, it's now Harrogate propping up everybody else after their defeat at home to the Gills. Newport still in the relegation zone, but have got themselves onto the coattails now of Bristol Rovers, who sit just above them in 22nd, a point in front. You then got Shrewsbury, Crawley, Barrow up to 19th. And like we've already mentioned, there's only 6 points separate 19th down to Harrogate at the bottom. There's then a bit of a gap as Cheltenham are on 30 points in 18th. We then go upwards to Tranmere, Accrington, Fleetwood, Oldham and Barnet, who complete the bottom half. And then those teams that are looking upwards towards the playoffs: Gillingham, Crewe Alexander, Grimsby, Chesterfield and Cole U take us up to 8th. It's Notts County, Swindon, Walsall and Cambridge in said playoff places, and the top 3 is made up of MK Dons, Salford and Bromley, the league leaders, who will stay there for at least another game round or 2 because of the gap they have of 6 points. Some interesting movers this week, I feel, mate, aren't there? Like you said, there's a couple of teams that are just threatening to put runs together, like Gills back-to-back, Grimsby on a bit of a decent run, Colchester still keep building, Notts County still keep surprising me. But then you've got Walsall and Swindon, who are a little bit in and out at the moment. Barnet and Oldham keep being, like you said, they're a case of 1 step forward and 2 back at the moment. You think they might have a chance at the playoffs, and then they just pick up a funny result. Fleetwood, obviously, are sliding enough to sack their manager, apparently. Yeah, it's exciting now, isn't it? Like we said, we get to the end of February, and then we're going to be really in to the business end of the League Two campaign.
It is, because in theory, a lot of teams, you could either get dragged into a relegation fight, especially that mid-table section, or you could have a good run and you win that playoff picture, and then you've got those that are in the playoff picture that you can then still be in that top 3. So there's still a lot to fight for, and I think February is a massive, massive month. That you posted about the Gills fixtures, and they come thick and fast, and you'll be able to see then where your team is going to be, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. I know we play 8 up until the end of the month. That's because we've got a rearranged game against Notts County chucked in there as well on a Tuesday. But I think everyone else does play 7. I think it's.
There's still a lot of games. It's quite a short month, isn't it? It's 27 days in February, so it's.
We go Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Saturday. Between now and the end of February. So yeah, 3 midweek games is going to test squads, isn't it? That's why you want big squads. You want to try and get a couple of players in before the end of the window just to help yourself out and all that type of thing.
And if you're new, get subscribing to them, because them content videos will be coming out.
They will. And there's an extra match day live now because we managed to sort out some annual leave at work, which means we will be doing Chesterfield away on a Tuesday night. So yeah, Cheltenham's the first game I'm missing the league this season, so I'm disappointed about that. But fingers crossed, Gills, from my point of view, can pick up 3 points. Enjoyed this one. Still 30 of you in the chat, so thank you very much to each and every one of you. Like we said at the top of the show, this episode has been dedicated to the memory of Ollie Allen, the Newport County fan who tragically passed away last week, aged just 23. So I think that is probably the right time to end this show tonight. Thanks to everybody who's watched. Thanks to everybody who's commented, shared, liked, pressed that hype button. If you know what it means, let us know, because we still haven't checked. He's been Lee. I've been Matt. And we'll see you next Monday for another League 2 hour.